Hey guys, it's Danny King. I wanted to jump on here and introduce myself and kind of give you a little bit of why Scentsy for me. So I had actually originally joined Scentsy back in 2015. That was back when I was just bored. I, at that point, was married but did not have a job. The other person was paying all the bills. And I said, I have nothing better to do. This is a good way to interact with a few more people rather than being at home all the time. So I did a little bit of research, kind of figured out what out there was direct sales, and I ended up settling on Scentsy. So that lasted a few months, but then I dropped right off because there was just no real desire to do anything with it. Yeah, sure, making money is nice, but at that point I was like, I'm not a social person. This doesn't work for me. No. Not saying that that's super changed at this point, but I am definitely much better with putting myself out there. So fast forward a little bit. I, back in August of 2018, found out I was pregnant. And so I knew that I was going to be due in May. I kind of, I was working at the, I'm the general manager of a Cold Stone. And my job doesn't exactly give you we don't get paid leave, it's not a required thing. It's not a law thing. So they definitely told me to take as much time as I needed whenever that time came. But, I wasn't getting paid for it. So, fast forward a little bit more, I started having a few health issues while I was pregnant. The end of February, the doctor took me out of work, and less than a month later, I actually ended up giving birth to my daughter almost 2 months early. She was a little over 6 weeks early. And so I actually ended up, even after that, having issues. So I was out of work a lot longer than I was expecting to be after giving birth to her. I mean, it probably actually would have been a lot worse had she come at her due date. I probably would have been a lot longer than that. But, so little over a month passes after she's born, and I'm like, I really need to make money. Her dad was doing the best that he could to work and bring in a little bit of income and help pay the bills and whatever else. But, there wasn't a lot that I could do or that he could do extra. And so we had started brainstorming ideas like, what are different ways that I can make money, that way I can still stay home. I need to stay home. I need to take care of my very premature baby, who, needs a lot of attention. And so, what can you do? What can we do? So he was actually willing to put up a little bit, try to work a little bit harder and bring up a startup cost for a company. And I was like, you know what, actually let me look into a couple things, because I used to do Scentsy, and I'm pretty sure if you do Scentsy you can reinstate for free. Let me double check. So I went through and I did some research, found out that was true, that if you had been a prior Scentsy consultant and had joined and done the kit and whatever else, that they would let you reinstate for free. It would just take an email and a couple of days, and that was it. So I was like, okay, why don't we try that? Let me put out some feelers. So I went out and I messaged a few people and I posted on Facebook, and I was just like, hey, what if I started selling Scentsy again? Is anybody interested in Scentsy? I know it's been 5 years since I've done it. I need to make sure, if I'm going to do this, that I'm going to, at least in this way, there's really not much that you can lose reinstating, because it's not like you're paying any extra money to get a kit or anything. So this would be the best option. So we went with that. And thankfully, we had some very supportive family members who were booking parties, inviting people. And, I came up with a VIP group and I was like, okay, let's try to get on this. Let's figure it out. So actually, the first few months doing that rolled really well. It kind of got us through. I was able to rake in. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, it's a lot when you're not working. At least a couple $100 extra a month, which was good, because it paid the electric bill, or it put gas in her dad's car, plus some groceries, or it paid for our car insurance, whatever else. So we were able to get things paid for, at least that way, while we were scrunching. Went back to work, and at that point kind of fell off, but not a lot. I still making my minimum, whatever else. And now I'm kind of we're working on a 2 to 5 year plan. So we, and I say we, when I say we, I'm actually talking about me and my daughter. But anyway, my 2 to 5 year plan by the end of the 5 years is I want to make sure that I am definitely a director. At the end of the 2 years, though, I want to make sure that I can stay home. We have a lot of things coming up. I'm in the middle of my business degree and doing, well, I'm not gonna say I'm in the middle. I'm a quarter of the way through getting my business degree. And I'm doing business administration with a concentration in organizational leadership. With that, I also, as I said before, I'm the general manager at Cold Stone. And there is a possibility that for a fact, the 10-year contract is going to be up in 2 years from this month. And so at the end of that 2 years, I want to make sure that I'm not, finding a job that I can't make my own schedule. The blessing I have with being a general manager right now, at least at the place that I'm employed, I won't say the same for all general managers being like this, but I can actually create my own schedule this way. I make the schedule. I can be in as little or as much as I need to be with a heads up. I make the money that I need to make without feeling strapped. Sorry, guys. Playing with her toys. Now my brain's not working. At least these are fairly authentic, correct? Anyway, so the problem with that, with not being able to create as much or as little type dynamic that I have, is that, I'm very limited on when I can have somebody watch my daughter. So that's the blessing about being the general manager right now, is I can make my own schedule. I figure it all out. I can work around what other people can watch my daughter for. At the end of that 2 years, I don't really know that that's going to happen. So I am about 3 years away from getting my degree. So my goal at the end of that 2 years is to make sure that I can stay home with her at least until the end of my degree, until I can get a job that I know will work for me, have me make the money that I need to make. If I need to pay for a daycare instead at that point, that's fine, because she's not going to be a school age at that point. When she's school age, it'll be a little bit easier, I think. But anyway, so went on a whole different tangent there. So that's a little bit about me and my background with Scentsy. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, blah, 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 please leave in the comments. Thank you so much for being here for my first YouTube video. I'm actually super excited about this. This YouTube channel is going to be my space for Scentsy business, my team, and just all around Scentsy stuff. And I'm really, really excited to start it. And this is kind of like my first step. I'm hoping in the future I'm gonna have a little bit more of like a game plan. This was kind of like a last minute thing for me, so Scentsy. Anyway, so thank you guys very much for tuning into this. Have a great day.